Hey, Confidence family, how are you all doing? It is Friday evening. Want to thank you all so much for hopping on with us. If you're watching this by replay, please type replay in the comments. But if you're watching live, let me know what city and state that you are watching from. I'm so excited to have a special guest with me tonight as we go live. I know many of you all are getting ready for your summer plans, summer camps. You may have all those schedules, but I want to make sure that you're aware of an amazing summer camp experience that both of our children went through on last year. So Gabby went through it at 16 years old, and Michael went through it at 12 years old. And I wanted to bring the host, the mastermind behind the Future Millionaires Money Camp for kids and teens. I don't want to make sure I didn't mess up that. It's a little bit of a tongue twister, Holly. Thank you so much for hopping on live with me to share more about this amazing program.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for inviting me. We had such a good time last year. And so when we were talking about, we're getting ready to do another summer cohort, I welcomed your invitation to share it with your group and with your community. So
yes. So it was an amazing experience for both of my kids. I mean, I know a lot of you may be familiar with Gabby, of course, in this community and business, but even through business, there's definitely things that she's learned about finances. But Holly, I know can agree with me. Financial literacy, financial education is something all of us really wish that we had more of on the grade school level, and it's often not provided in the classroom. And then us as parents, of course, we're trying to do our best to make sure that we're teaching our children what we missed. But then a lot of our parents didn't teach us, so we're not really sure how to teach it. So when I met Holly and found out about the amazing work that she was doing, I was like, listen, I need help. If you weren't taught how to teach it to your kids, you need some extra enforcement and help. So I'm just really excited that Holly has dedicated her life, her career to really empowering young people, kids and teens to have that financial empowering knowledge and education that many of us lacked. Can you speak a little bit more to that?
Yeah, absolutely. And look, my upbringing was the same. I'm a 70s baby.
Yeah.
So, and I'm the youngest of 4 girls. And so my parents did what most parents do, right? They talk to you or lecture you about what they know to do. But again, if they weren't taught, then they're just passing on, still the bare minimum. And so it was through my own personal financial struggle and then triumph, it's always a rocky road, is how I created the master playbook. So just to let you guys know, I'm right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Like I said, the youngest of 3 girls. I was taught the old school way. You go to school, you get a good job, you work that good job for 30 years, right? And then you can enjoy the fruits of your labor. But of course, as we mature and grow, and as the world has evolved and we have so much more technology and there are so many more conveniences and access to wealth building vehicles, we know we don't have to subscribe to that old formula, right? We no longer have to work 30, 40 years and then enjoy the fruits of our labor. And so really what it's about is teaching our kids early, like planting those seeds early and frequently so that they can build wealth, not only for themselves, to take care of mother and daddy in the house, right? But also think about their kids, think about their grandkids, think about generations that they may never meet. And so that's why I call the company the Master Playbook, because we want to leave a playbook. We want to leave a blueprint for our kids to follow so that every generation isn't starting from step 1. We should be giving each other a financial runway to run with. And one of the ways that I have decided that is best executed is by teaching and talking to our kids, making sure that they are practicing and mastering healthy money habits before they leave the nest, before they no longer have us as parents as their safety net, right? And so I was so happy when you signed up both Gabby and Mike Jr. And they were awesome. They were great participants. We had a lot of fun. And like you said, with Gabby starting her own business, I'm gonna just tell you, I majored in accounting when I went to college. And even though I was an accounting major, even though I went on and got my CPA, right? I school and those certifications taught me how to manage other people's money. It taught me how
Right.
to find the mistakes in large numbers, in large businesses. And I didn't necessarily correlate the two with my personal finances. And so that was just my big aha moment. Like, here I am, 20 something, still falling for this crap, like, still taking on too much debt, still not making the best financial decisions. And it's just because I didn't know, right? I didn't
Right.
know. I'm following the crowd. I'm doing exactly what our America teaches us to do. And our America teaches us to live above our means, to
Mm.
not save a dime, right? To live life in the moment, buy it now, worry about it later. And so we've got to start giving our kids, like, combating some of these messages that are ingrained over and over and over into our kids.
Oh,
There's actually research, Roz, that says our kids start establishing their money habits as early as age 7. You know
wow.
how young that is. So where are they getting? They can barely read. So how are they learning money habits? They watching us. They're
Mm.
observing. They're listening to how we talk about money, how we move with our money. So they're taking all of that in, and whether it's good or bad, it's becoming part of their awareness and consciousness of how they are going to spend their money, right? And so this is why the Master Playbook and the Future Millionaire Money Camp specifically was created to take the things that I wish somebody had taught me and to break it down in a way that's age appropriate, that's
Yes.
relatable, so that they can start making different choices.
And it was amazing. I hope y'all are getting this, and that anybody else can identify. Please let me know in the comments how you observed really just kind of things around you and led to bad habits. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that you had all this background in accounting. That doesn't necessarily translate to understanding how to manage money.
Right.
Um, so I knew that I particularly with Gabby, she's been around business and entrepreneurship, but those conversations are not the same.
Yeah.
And like I said, I needed help in order to realize how to teach them. And it really lit a fire under both of them, especially Michael. So the assignments, the homework, the swag, the competition. I mean, he still has his uh, earbuds and ear pods and everything else from it. So they just really had an amazing time. Can you just kind of break down a little bit more and let us know in the comments if you got any questions? Again, if you're watching this by replay, please type replay. I know we're live in our Confidence Family community as well as on my personal page. So I know we've got some other folks on as well. So let us know if you got any questions. Again, Holly Reid is here with the Master Playbook. She has a Future Millionaire Money Camp for kids and teens that is running this summer. Gabby and Michael participated last summer, had an amazing, very impactful time, and they definitely will not be the same after this camp. So I wanted to share, Holly to come and share that experience and hopefully get some of your kids involved in that. You've signed your kids up for all different types of camps, sports camps and this fun camp. Make sure you're also making sure that there's not a slump and they're not missing out on financial education and financial literacy. So Holly, can you share a little bit more about what you're going to be offering during
Yeah.
the summer camp experience?
And if you have a link, you can drop it in the chat. I just tried to, but it won't let me do it. So I just tried, but it won't let me do it. So if people are interested in learning more about the Future Millionaire Money Camp for kids and teens, Rozalynn is going to drop the link in the chat, but we kick off our summer cohort on June 10th. We have it goes from, it's 4 week, June 10th through June 14th. So that Monday through Friday. And you can check out all the things that are going to be going on during that week. But it is virtual, it is online. We meet on Zoom for about 90 minutes. And then every day of the week, we cover a different money habit. So the first week, we kick it off with goal setting, talking about how they can earn money at their age. And so that's where I really promote the entrepreneurial spirit, right? I want you guys to start nurturing, especially if your child has an interest in starting their own business. This is the time and the place to start nurturing that interest, because you never know. You might have another Gabby Bowles on your hands. And the second session, we cover saving and investing, talk about why it's important, show them the long-term consequences or benefits of saving and investing at such a young age. And I'm not talking about glossing over. I introduce them to the stock market. We talk about the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange. They learn how to research stock, and then show them how, with their parents' help, of course, they can make their first stock purchase. And parents, if you are listening to this, this is so important, because that used to be something that was out of reach, meaning you used to have thousands of dollars to even open up a brokerage account. But now financial education, there's so much access to us. You can literally buy a fraction of a share for $5, $1. Y'all hear me? So these are things that we can start talking to our kids about and helping them see. And then over the next couple of years, they can watch the market and how it goes up, how it might go down. But we teach long-term, like buy and hold strategies. You pick companies that are going to do well over a lifetime, over many years. So, and then cash it in at a specific point so that they can get their money back with gains, right? The third session, we talk about spending wisely and consciously. So one of the things that we have to fight against as parents is all the advertising, all the influencers. Listen, we do not want TikTok and YouTube videos to be your child's financial advisor. No, we do not. There's a lot of misinformation out there. So I talk to them and highlight the marketing tactics and tricks that are used that influence them or promote them to spend their money unwisely. They create a budget, and they walk you as the parent through their budget, so you can actually see the things that they're interested in, what they are learning, and help them fill in the gaps, right? The fourth session, we cover using credit responsibly, or this is in the third session. We also cover using credit responsibly. And this is where it's so different in this day and time where, back in the day when we were growing up, we had cash. We were dealing with dollars and cents. Now, most of the financial transactions our kids make are digital. They are invisible. It makes the money invisible. So they don't have that same psychological connection to giving up $20 and never seeing it again, right? It's the reason why I can go to a grocery store today. This is a true story. Standing behind a mom, maybe her daughter was 6 or 7 years old, and she pulled something out of the aisle and was like, "Can we get this?" And her mom said, "No, that's not in our budget." And the little girl said to her mom, "Well, just pay for it with your card." Huh? Wait a minute. Telling me what to do.
Wow.
Listen, and so that just goes to show you they're watching us. They see us making the transactions, but do they really understand how it works in the background? Where that money is coming from, how it's replenished, how many hours I have to work in order to get, in order to buy this thing because you want it, right? And so we talk about budgeting, prioritizing, and then we wrap everything up after we talk about credit, how they should use it responsibly. We wrap it up with giving, right? Because we not only want to raise future millionaires, we want to raise future millionaires that show empathy, that show compassion, right? That know what it means to lift as you climb, because many of our kids are going to experience that same thing, right? Where someone has helped them out in order for them to move forward. And so we want to make sure they don't look at giving as a chore or a sacrifice, but as, you know, as a gift, right? As something that they can truly enjoy and enjoy the experience with it being authentic and it being intentional from the heart. And so Gabby and Mike definitely completed the assignments, showed me that they had achieved all the things, and we make it fun. So while we cover these topics, Roz mentioned like the little money camp swag that he got. I infuse competitions, I infuse, you know, games and quizzes. One, so I can make sure they're getting it, but the other part is just to keep them engaged, allow them to see kids that their age that look like them doing these very money habits that we are talking about, so that they know it's something that's achievable, right? I'm not talking about something pie in the sky. The good thing about money habits or money management is it is a life skill. They will use it for the rest of their life. So if you are if you want your kids to be more financially independent, more mindful, if you want to see them have a shift in their money mindset and how, you know, what they're asking you for versus what they want to spend their own, listen, our kids will spend your money quick and in a hurry, but you
Yes, they
say no,
will.
you have to pay for it. Oh, then they become real financially astute.
Right, right.
They're like, I'm gonna hold on to my coin. So no,
Oh, this is
it's a
so
great
good.
experience. I love doing it. I love to see the impact and the transformation. And so I invite anyone who is curious. If you have questions about it, you know, we're not going to be on here all night. But if you have questions about it, definitely chime in and let us know. And even if you catch the replay, I'm sure Roz can. I mean, you know, I'll come over and
Yes,
answer the
yes,
questions and be active on the post so that you guys get
absolutely.
your questions answered. But I promise you, if you go to the link that Roz is going to share in the comments and go through that page, you'll see many of your questions will be answered. And then you'll also get to see how we actually operate. Like if you go to the feedback section, the testimonial section, hear from kids, hear from teens, hear from parents who also have gone through the program. So there's social proof to this, right? I'm not just popping up out of nowhere with this. This is tried and true, and we have a lot of fun, and I want your family to be a part of it.
Absolutely. We can certainly vouch for it. You'll see some video probably of our kids too. They really enjoy it themselves. And we want to share this opportunity with you. Again, if you're watching this by replay, please type replay in the comments. If you're watching live, you've got any questions, you can post them and we'll make sure that we get an answer to you. We shared a link for you to find out more information about this. But again, this is the Future Millionaire Money Camp for kids and teens. Gabby and Mike participated last year, had an amazing, transformative time. They have not been the same since. And we want to share the opportunity with you as you are narrowing down and nailing down your summer camp plans. Don't just have fun. Of course, fun summer camps are amazing. Sports summer camps are amazing. But I always try to make sure that our kids are well balanced and blended in learning during the summer as well, to make sure that they don't be impacted by a summer slump. Well, Holly, thank you so much for hopping on with us. We will follow up with you if there are any questions that are posted. But we did see that people were engaged and live here. So hopefully they'll be reaching out to you for more information about this amazing summer camp experience. Let us know if you got any questions. Listen, if you all want to ask me a personal question, of course, you can DM me as well and ask me more about the camp, but I can't vouch for it enough and can't vouch for Holly Reid enough and the amazing work that she's been doing to make sure that she helps close the wealth gap, particularly for our young people and our kids, and make them more empowered than we were as we were growing up. So Holly, thanks so much for joining us. We'll talk to you soon and have an amazing camp this summer. And hopefully you all will be joining her very soon.
Yes, thank you guys.